rotated that. If you want to line him up as a receiver and do that, but you have Jalen Hurts. If you didn't have Jalen Hurts, I'd say I'm all on board with that. But he's got to make the team first, and he's not going to make the team unless they trade Tanner or Andy. But if they didn't, if Andy Dalton was the starting quarterback, I would put him out there as a wide receiver and rotate him in to take quarterback sneaks, like Taysom Hill. I would do something like that. But you already have the best sneak quarterback in the NFL, so it's not a big deal in Philadelphia.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, good stuff there on the quarterbacks. We'll see what that continues to look like. Speaking of quarterbacks, we went running backs there. Let's go to backup quarterbacks, John. We've been keeping track of them here on Birds 365. It's been kind of an interesting race. What's the latest when it comes to Tanner McKee and Andy Dalton?
Tanner got the first, second team reps. I mean, Andy did look better. Neither was great today. I'd give Tanner a slight advantage, probably because he got more second team reps. Andy processes better,
which I think should be obvious, right?
Yeah,
that should be a given.
But it's really blatant, It's really because I think a lot of people thought there's a lot of hype about Tanner at one point. It's like, hey, you can process. Yeah. When you see somebody who can really process, it doesn't look like you can process that way.
That was supposed to be one of Tanner's strengths. Yeah. It doesn't appear to be when you see someone who's actually got that as a strength.
Yeah. But I do think from a physical standpoint, Andy is on the descent. And, sometimes the fastball is there and sometimes it isn't. But he's great throwing out routes. I mean, he's on time. He's consistent. The ball gets there. It's still, I like I said, if it came to Jalen Hurts not being around for a year, I'd rather have Tanner McKee. If it came down to I need a win in week 16 because Jalen sprained his ankle and can't go, I'd rather have Andy Dalton. That's kind of how I look at it. And that's the tough decision that Howie has to make. Or he can keep both and just put Cole Payton on the practice squad.
Feels like why not just do that?
Well, if he plays well in the preseason, it complicates things. But I don't think that's going to happen. So,
based on what you're saying, he might have 4 touchdowns and 4 picks, 4 running touchdowns and 4 picks.
It kind of depends on the preseason. They'll get a feel. Like last year with McCord, we can get them through, and they got them through. They'll know.
They did lose McCord though at one point, didn't they? Or did they get rid of him?
No, he decided he was on the practice squad the whole year. He decided when you're on the practice squad,
that's right.
You have to sign if you want to come back, you have to sign a futures deal. He signed with Green Bay. He decided to get a fresh start somewhere else. So I think that was more Kyle's side than. In fact, I know it was more Kyle's side than the Eagles side.
Fair enough. All right, Johnny Mac, staying on the offense here. Tight end, what are we seeing there? That's been an interesting position to chart here throughout camp. Dallas Goedert, obviously the one, and the rest has kind of opened up. Johnny Munt has appeared to be the number 2. Not much showings from the second rounder and Eli Stowers. What have you seen from the tight ends today and then just throughout these 9 days?
Yeah, I'm not in love with the tight ends after Dallas Goedert. Just not in love with them. I don't think it's a good group. And, we talked about Michael Carter earlier. I don't know what Michael Carter, he probably weighs $185 somewhere, and he just out-physicaled Eli Stowers today. I mean, flat out out-physicaled him. Eli caught the pass, and Michael Carter was right there and just thudded him, can't tackle, and just ripped the ball away. You can't, you're the 250-pound guy. And the 185-pound guy's bullying you? Eli Stowers got a long way to go.
Does that look like a bad pick? I mean, just based on that, obviously you're not grading the player in totality, but do you want a second-round pick that has a long way to go?
Well, I know fans don't. I'm
not talking about fans. I'm talking about organizations.
No, I think they knew. I think they're betting on the upside.
Is that a benefit of the doubt you're giving them, or?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think he's got tremendous. I mean, there's no doubt he's got tremendous talent. I assume it'll calm down for him, and that will start to show up at some point. But again, he needs a year in an NFL strength program, which he'll get. He's got a big frame. He can add weight, add strength. The blocking part, everybody says he's got a willingness. But yeah, he's got to play up to his size, and he's a former quarterback. I mean, he's still learning. And I guarantee you that'll be a lesson to him. It's like, just impose your will. Don't let the 185-pound guy beat you up.
Yeah.
So he'll learn from that.
Definitely physical. I mean, come on, man, you're a tight end. I mean,
exactly. And I assume he'll learn he's a very smart guy. He'll learn from that. I think I've said from the start, I think he'll be. To me, it's about 2027 for Eli Stowers. They'll try to get him on the field. I'm not saying he's not going to play at all. They'll try to take advantage of his athleticism and try to get some packages in there to take him, potentially catch teams off guard. But as far as consistent snaps, I don't think that's going to happen. Barring massive injuries, and even then they'll probably default to the Cam Latus or the EJ Jenkins or even the Grant Calcaterras.
Yeah, how many do you think they're going to keep there? 3. I
mean, well, I got him keeping. I have him keeping Latu, so it depends what you call Latu, because he plays fullback. They might let his number says fullback. His background says tight end. He's played more tight end than fullback, but he plays both. So it depends what you label him. I'm labeling him a tight end, and I Goedert, Munt, Stowers are locks, and I think they'll keep Latu as well.
We'll see what ends up happening there. All right, Johnny Mac, good stuff.